morning and welcome to Alexa's Flower Farm. I was about to go harvest some status to go put for drying. It's like after 11 and it's a beautiful day out. It's pretty warm out right now. So I decided I'm gonna finally do a farm tour because I've been waiting for my farm to basically look the way I wanted to do before I do the tour, but it's not gonna look like that. At least not this year anyway. One second. I gotta put a hat on, the sun is out. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the farm tour now because it's not gonna get a whole lot better than what it is right now. There's a lot of weeding I have to do. I'm gonna get some of it done this year and some is gonna have to wait for next year. I do have a few spots that I really need to get weeded, so I bought stuff to basically solarize it because I have a lot of goldenrod. That's my big problem here, and I can't use it for cutting because in my area it's everywhere and no one sees it as a cut flower. But so that's one issue. The other issue is that I got a lot of things in late or I didn't get them in at all. So it is what it is. You live, you learn. I'm still productive. I still am making the flowers, with the exception of one market. I still have enough flowers to go to my market. So it is working out. It's just that I didn't get all the things in at the right time. But some of us still I can still plant zinnias. I just put in my celosia, which I normally put my celosia in around this time because I have snapdragons and stock usually around this time. So the celosia I use later on in the season. However, my stock, as you'll see, didn't do anything this year. I'm not sure. Well, I think it's weather related. It got too cold and then too hot, so I think they got stunted. But other than that, with the exception of the weeds, and there is a lot of it, it's still productive. However, my vegetable garden, which I did manage to plant out this year, is doing a lot better. And I spend most of the spring weeding the vegetable garden because last year I put nothing in there and the weeds just took over. One season can do great. The weeds are just prime and ready to go. The minute you don't pay attention to one spot just for one season, it is something. So I got my tea. I will walk around and show you what's going on in the garden, mainly weeds, but I gotta start somewhere, and this is where I'm starting. There's two monarch right next to me where I sit down filming this, which is really nice to see. In case I didn't mention, my name is Judith and this is Alexa's Flower Farm. So the first two row here is zinnias, and they are Queenie Lime series zinnias, and as you can see they are growing. They should be a little taller, but I don't know why they're just really slow over here, and the slugs I think is eating quite a few of them, so I'm gonna start some in trays and then plant them out and fill in the spots. I'm sorry, but you might hear a bit of traffic because this is the front of our property. Traffic usually is not that bad. And then the next row is my cupcakes in cupcake cosmos, and they're doing relatively well. They're just about starting to flower. This row here is peonies, and in between I planted the sweet series Sweet William, and they're supposed to be first year flowering. I don't think I planted them too late because it was still cold out when I put them out, and they are relatively short. They're just starting to bloom and they're relatively short. I don't know if they're gonna come back next year, but I'm just gonna leave them here. I put them here intentionally because there was holes in between, so I wanted something. I didn't want to have to be weeding here constantly, so I put them here. And that's what it's looking like here. I am gonna pull the landscape fabric for all my peonies this year though. And the row right next to that don't have much in it. There's 6 dahlias in here. I don't grow dahlias because I don't particularly like them, but there is fritillaria and allium in here, so that's why it doesn't have any landscape fabric, and it desperately needs to be weeded. And I don't weed it because, well, two reasons. One, I don't really have, it's not really that big of a deal right now. But the other one is, once a fritillaria dies back, I don't actually know where they are. So when I start weeding, I dig up all the bulbs. So I'm trying not to do that, not to disturb them too much. So that's why it's a weedy mess. The next 3 rows is just peonies that needs to be weeded. They are first year peonies, so I didn't get anything from them this year, but they need to be weeded. And then the 3rd row of the peonies, I have once again something planted in between, and this time it's Rebecca. Something I am gonna stop growing, even though it's been saving my butt right now because I don't have a lot of other stuff. So I've been using it as a focal, but if I make the mistake of not putting on gloves while harvesting it, it irritates my skin really bad. So once these die, I don't think I'm gonna grow Rebecca anymore. The next row is a mix of Gomphrena, which is doing relatively well. I had Cosmos last year, so there's a few reseeded Cosmos. I want the Gomphrena mainly for drying, so I'm happy with the way they're looking. I have 4 plants, but only 3 look like it's usable, of Snow on the Mountain Euphorbia. And then this is my little patch of Bells of Ireland, which that's all the seed I got germinated. And as you can see, they are dying in this heat. They didn't do too great, but I did get a few cuts from them, which is good. And then I have a little bit of amaranth here, like 3 rows. 3-4 rows of amaranth, and back here I have some more Gomphrena, and Clarkia was here and it didn't do well in the heat, so I had to get rid of it. My street is shockingly busy today, and that's unusual. It normally isn't that busy. This is my most disappointing road. This is my stock, and this is what it's looking like. However, I'm not going to pull it out. It went in time. This is the first year I've had stock do this, but it got really, really cold, and then hot, and then cold, and hot, and then cold for a while, and then it warmed up again. So I'm guessing they got stunted, because last year, I normally grow it inside my hoop house, but last year I put some out and grew in the hoop house, and they did fine. But this year, nope. This is what it's looking like. I'm gonna leave it till autumn and see what happens. This row here is my snapdragon, and as you can see, the very top, I think it's the wood chips. There's a lot of wood chips at the top, so I'm guessing they're in the wood chips and not in the soil, so that's why they're stunted. But other than that, they're doing okay. This is Potomac snapdragons at the top, and then at the bottom it's Madam Butterfly, which also, and the difference between them, the Potomac, because I didn't pinch any, the Potomac gave you 1 stalk. The Madam Butterfly, however, also not pinched, branched on its own, which is absolutely fantastic. So you don't see a lot, but I have been cutting a lot from it. It has been my main crop, basically, because I don't have much else, and it's looking really, really good. Next bed is my status bed. It was supposed to be a full bed of status. My math was off, and then some also died. So this is what it's looking like. I have way too much yellow. This is Sika Moonlight. Sika Moonlight is what it is. I have way too much of it. So there's another patch of it that I'm letting die, and I am about to come and harvest this today. And I have so much already in the house. This is the apricot one, and light blue, pink, purple. So it is looking pretty good. At the bottom of it, because like I said, my math was off, and the white is so tall. So is the yellow. The yellow is very tall also. This is my other patch of yellow that I am letting die because I have too much. And then this is purple, and it's looking pretty good. And at the very, very bottom of it, I have Dara. Chocolate lace Dara is what I have. However, I don't grow a lot of it, so I did this very, very little patch. I think there is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. Oh, about 35 plants here. The reason I don't grow a lot of it, because we have a lot of Queen Anne's lace. We have a lot of wild Queen Anne's lace here, and they get this, like, I don't know if I can see it. It's a little warm that's usually in it. I don't see any right now, but this one had it. And I think I picked it out because I didn't want it to go to the other ones. But the minute they start doing this, it gets this pest, and then it just ruins the flower. So I don't grow it for that reason. But I really like this one. I wanted to try. So, and as you can see, it's not, I don't think it's worth it because I got it already, and it's the first one to start to open. The rest of them haven't opened yet, so we'll see if I get any stems from it. I hope I do. And then at the end, I have Nigella here, which is very, very short, and I don't know why, but I really like the color. So I put some at the very end. I have a spot where Nigella reseed for me all the time, but it's white and blue. So I like this one, and I put it here, but so far it is really, really short, so I can't use it. And I have this Nigella. The flower, focus. The flower itself, nothing. It's this little tiny, let me see if I can get a better view. This little tiny flower, that's exactly how it opened. That's not why I bought it. Look at the pods. It would make an amazing dried flower. I think it's really, really cool. So that's why I got it. I was hoping it'd be taller, but I don't know if because it gets afternoon shade here is why it's not taller, because neither is these. So I don't know if that's the reason, but I love this pod, and I don't know what it's called. I found it on Etsy, and yep, love it. Gonna harvest that today too, because I'm not sure when it's ready, because it's my first time growing it. So I'm gonna leave one plant and see how long it takes before it, like, I don't know, makes seed or something. I'm not sure if it'll crack open. I don't know. So yeah, and I'll harvest the rest just because I don't want it to go over and then I can't use it. So yeah, that's what that's looking like. And the next row is my straw flower, and there isn't a whole lot to see because I pinched it, so they're not in full bloom yet. At the very top, the ones that I did not pinch, they are blooming. So the thing about straw flower is, like, when you don't pinch it, you just get one big stalk. So like this, just one thing, and you get this at the end. So it's just, I prefer to pinch it, and I use it mainly for drying, so to do crafts and stuff. So this is just a waste of plant, just having this. So yeah, as you can see, not all of it is pinched, but some is. And straw flower is looking good. They're doing well. And this here, pretty cool. And there's 3 rows back here that does not have a lot in it, so I'm not even going to go through it because it's mainly weeds. However, this is my Nepeta catmint, and I have 4 plants, and this is what it's looking like. And I absolutely love this plant. I have harvested so many stems from this plant, and it looks like this. This is one plant. I need to come and pick off some Japanese beetles, but the bees love it, so I let it flower. And then when all the flower die off, before it goes to seed, because it does reseed, not that bad, but it does reseed. Before it goes to seed, I will cut it back completely, and then I will get another flush that I could use in autumn. So my Nepeta, looking fantastic. There is Rudbeckia that reseeded itself back there, and I don't really use that. And there's plantings of mountain mint that I put in last year, so I am gonna hopefully get some cuts out of it, not too much because I want the plant to be very vigorous and basically take over that spot. And then there's some mint over there, but the rest of it basically is weeds. So I am gonna try and pull out as much of it. As you can see, it's all solidago, all goldenrod, and some asters, but like it's mainly goldenrod. That's my problem. So I'm gonna pull out as much as I can. I'm not gonna be able to pull out the whole plant, but and then I'll put tarp down because I'm putting my lupin and my foxglove in here this fall. So I gotta get on this sometime this week. I'm gonna try and get this all done because this is a lot of space that's not being used currently. And there was stuff in it. It was yarrow and feverfew that was here. And I used to plant sunflowers in here, but last year I didn't put anything in here. And this is what it turned into. In just one season, it turned into this, because this thing will take over. This part I started cleaning up. I had perennial scabiosa here, like a little purple scabiosa. This is what it looks like. It's pretty cool, and it's one of the earliest things to come up, but I don't use it, so I'm removing it, and I'm gonna plant sunflower in this row and maybe that row, just so the weeds don't take over. It was so dense that there was no weeds when I pulled them up. I have these lucifers. I have them in 3 colors, but mainly this one is the one that flower. I have a yellow and I think an orange back there. I'm gonna move them. I'm not gonna get rid of them, but I am gonna move them because I don't use them for cut flower because I don't particularly like them, and the hummingbirds really love them, so I'm gonna leave it for the hummingbirds. Here is the rest of the other perennial scabiosa that I need to remove the rest of it. It's pretty cool that it's really dense and like nothing grows in between it, so it's great for that. It keeps the weed down, but I don't use it. Even though the pollinators like it, I'm still gonna remove it. I have like 1 or 2 plants somewhere else that I'm gonna keep for them. This one, the rest of this is gonna go. And then I have 4 more beds here that I basically have perennials in, so I let them be. And as you can see, lots and lots and lots of goldenrod. So the balloon flower, the purple you see back there, that's what's in here. And then I planted Rudbeckia and Sweet William in between. The Sweet William never really did anything because it got taken over by weeds. And then the Rudbeckia kind of, some years it was good and this year it's terrible. But so I'm gonna remove that, and I'm gonna add more perennials in here because I do not want to remove the balloon flower, but I want them to be have more room and a lot less weeds. So I'm gonna pull the weeds I can, remove the Sweet William. Well, I don't have to do much removing, didn't do anything, and then put wood chips on it, and hopefully the balloon flower do better. It's the same in here. I have the white and the pink, or just the white or just the pink. I don't know what survived because they haven't flowered for me. And this is like, they've been here like 3 years now. I grew them from seed and they should be a lot bigger than that, but because they are being shaded, and this is me doing a little bit of weeding. Well, the tall stuff, as you can see in the row here, I pull up the goldenrods. The ground weeds I didn't really pull, but so yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna plant in here, what perennial I'm gonna plant in here, but I'm gonna think of something to put in here. These 2 rows, just weeds right now. This used to be all yarrow. No, this row used to be all yarrow, and this one used to be all feverfew, and they died back. I killed the yarrow in this one. They died back and it just been weed since. So this is the project for this year. I'm cleaning up these rows and the 3 back there. This is like my pollinator area basically. So the Lucifer is gonna go in here. I can't think of its other name, but yeah, I'm gonna put them here. I have a butterfly bush, some more of it here, and then some at the end. So I'm gonna just add them here. This first row here is my first planting of sunflowers, and they're looking good. Next to it is my lisianthus that needs to be weeded really bad. I don't even know how many survive because they were not doing great. And then in here is more lisianthus, and a lot of this one died. So I came in and I put in some celosia. It took me forever to think of the name of the plant. And as you can see, there's celosia growing in between, and that celosia that has been growing here for like 3 years now, and it reseeds itself. So I pull out what I can and some I leave. So yeah, the lisianthus not doing the best out here. This row here is basil, and I just planted it, so it is relatively small. And then the row next to it, I can't think of what this is called. It's a perennial, and I'm gonna remove it because I've never used it since I've had it. And then the rest of the row is feverfew. There's some dill mixed in that I planted all the way in the bottom there for swallowtails, but it's spread, so I kind of leave it, some of it, not all, but some. The row next to it is more Queenie lime zinnias, and you can see these are bigger than the ones in the front, even though I planted the ones in the front first. So I don't know if the wood chips is the problem. I also have voles, so voles have been eating the plants and I have to keep replanting, so it could be that too. But yeah, Queenie lime zinnia. And then the row next to it don't really have anything. It was Sweet William that have gone to seed now. I got so many stems from them. It was fantastic. Sweet William usually is. So yeah, now I need to come and clean up this row. And then in the very back here is one of my favorite cut flower. Ooh, that's a cool butterfly. I don't know what kind of butterfly that is, but it's cool. And it got damaged pretty bad. Oh, that's sad. Oh, there's more than one. There's 2 of them. So this is oregano. Yes, it's Italian oregano, and then the other original or regular, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's 2 types of oregano, and as you can see, pollinators absolutely love it. And the more I cut, the more there is, so it's really, really great. There's some more over here, and it is buzzing, and I don't want to disturb them too much, so I'm gonna let them be. So this is the dill here. It's meant for swallowtail. I haven't seen any yet, but that's my guineas making noise. My guineas are still going. So back here I have phlox, the blue one, and as you can see, they are seed pods now. I have a whole bunch inside that I dried, and I just have to come and cut back the rest. I don't know if I'll get another flush out of it, but I'll cut it back. And then this year I added the scarlet one, and it is absolutely, I love it. I think it's my favorite of the 2. The flower only lasts for a day, but then the next one come out, so it's pretty cool. I like it. Over here I have painted tongue. Synapid glossum is what it's called, commonly painted tongue, and I don't particularly like it. Similar to the phlox, where you get the flower only lasts for 1 day and then you get another one, but I don't like it. However, if you grow tomatoes, use this as a trap crop. The tomato hornworm loves this plant, so you could use it as a trap crop. Other than that, it's a nice flower in the garden, but as a cut flower, I don't personally like it. So this row is supposed to be Chantilly snapdragons. They're in there. It's just taken over by reseeded Bupleurum. So this row and this row is basically Bupleurum, which I don't even use that much of, but it does come in handy and when you have very little. This is way more than what I need. So I'm gonna come and not today, cut it back, well, remove them. And then I have baby's breath, perennial baby's breath here. The row next to it is Cosmos in the back and Marigolds in the front. Last year my Marigolds was in the front and I planted way more than what you see here. And I did not have use for all of it, so it was way too much for me. It hasn't started flowering yet, but it is budding up. And this is the Cocoa series. And yeah, that's what it's looking like. And I think this should be enough for me, for what I use. And at the very top, I bought this, I can't remember its name, but it's a very expensive white one. It was like $16 for $16 for 100. And I hope it's not that small. I was hoping it was bigger. It is a cut flower one, but yeah, that's what it's looking like so far. I'm not terribly happy with it, so we'll see. And inside my hoop house, there isn't much going on right now. Ooh, there's a monarch. I have to close it because the guineas and chickens keep going to make dust baths in here, even though closing it is making it really, really hot in here. So I'm gonna run the hose in here to make the soil, well, water, but also have the soil wet so they stop doing it. I have a little bit of ginger, watermelon, sorrel, and just random stuff. In the very, very back, it's very, very hot in here. In the very back, I have some Roseanne Lysianthus that I'm not gonna weed because the guineas are gonna come and make dust bath. As you can see here is what they've been doing. So there's some random stuff in here. This side has Lysianthus in it too. That patch right there died. The top is dying. They're not doing too well this year. I am not too worried about it. My Lysianthus usually is amazing. This year it just is a little bit more neglected than normal, so this is not the year for Lysianthus for me. But yeah, so not much in here because I wanted to grow this is a pigeon pea, so I wanted to grow that and some sorrel in here. And I had garlic and ranunculus in here. So by the time I took them out, yeah, I had a little bit of Lysianthus left to plant and I put it in here. If I get something out of it, great. If not, that's okay. I just need to keep my birds out of here because I don't want them to make it a habit of being in here. Well, my watermelon, even though I planted it not too long ago, is looking fantastic. This is the last part of my flower growing area. So this row has celosia in it. And then this is the Johnny's and yeah, the Johnny's zinnias, and they're doing pretty good. They're just starting to flower. I had to go and cut them back. I didn't pinch them. And then 2 rows of Benary's giant zinnias. I usually grow all the colors, but this year a lot of them died in the tray because it took so long. It took a while to warm up for them to go out, so they just got root bound and died in the tray. And I'm gonna try and reseed some of them, especially the orange and the yellow, and I think wine for fall. So I'm gonna get on that soon, but I'm gonna direct seed them. This row is Mo Chantilly snapdragons, and at the end of it I have sunflower seeds in. They haven't sprouted yet. And then this row is also sunflowers and perennial baby's breath. This row doesn't have anything. It will be sunflowers next week. And then this row also is going to be either sunflowers or zinnias, not sure yet. That's basically the end of the flower part of the farm, so I will show you my vegetable garden. So this is me. I am 5'5" for reference, and the pumpkin is up to my hip. The leaves are very, very, very tall. So it's doing absolutely fantastic. I don't want to be in here too long because pumpkins irritate my skin. But as you can see, they are very, very tall. There's pumpkins everywhere. I'm gonna have to wait till they are ready to know what, because the one I'm gonna be using for Halloween and stuff like that is very distinctive versus the one for eating. So as you can see, there's like a, I think it's called a baby boo back there. I do not see a single zucchini, so I don't know if they're struggling in here, but this is my bed of pumpkins. No squash vine borers. At least I cannot fully get in to check the stems, but no one is dying, no one is wilting, even in this heat. So I think the manure that's underneath, it's a very thick layer because I dumped like 2 wheelbarrow full of it in here, and then I just planted the starts in here. So I started them from seed inside, and I just planted them. Sorry, I'm trying to walk through here without pumpkins rubbing up on me. Yeah, so, and then I planted them in here, watered them in, and then didn't water them again because we're on a well, so I don't really water that much, so my plants usually struggle for those reasons. But I think it's very, very moist underneath, at least when I dig through it is, so they're getting the water they need, so they're not suffering. And I guess that's why no squash vine borers, at least I haven't noticed yet, so hopefully there isn't any, because I'd be very sad if this just all of a sudden die. So yeah, so there we go. There is pumpkins everywhere. I keep trying to make sure, more pumpkins. I keep checking every once in a while to see if I see any zucchinis, but so far nothing. So I think maybe I did not plant zucchinis. I am not sure, but looking fantastic. This is a black walnut that I keep cutting down and it keeps coming up. That plant is the most determined plant there is. I have a birdhouse gourd here. They do take a while to get going, and it's away from the rest of the pumpkins, but once they get going, they get going. So I love the leaves of these. They're so smooth. I have no idea what this is. It came with the property. I know what this is, but like, so I don't know if to pull it out. I guess I should check Google to see what it is. But yeah, this is like the back part of the garden. There isn't much planted here, so I am intentionally keeping it weeded. What else is there? This is my tomatoes. They made it in the ground this year. Last year they didn't make it this far. I need to come and tie them up, so I should do that. But at least they made it in the ground this year. There's some more over here. They need staking. Well, we'll deal with that. I don't know when. These are my peppers and they are looking relatively good. I bought these. I didn't start them myself. I bought them. They were looking really, really good when I bought them, and then they sat on the deck. Almost all the leaves fell off, and then I finally put them in the ground. So now they are looking better. They could use some water, and some of them could use some staking because this one is lying down. I should put it back up. I will deal with it sometime. There was onions planted in between. You could still see a few, but like I said, my chickens will pull out all of it. They do not want me to have onions, it seems like. And then eggplant is doing really well. It's starting to have blossoms. And then there's some celery, which also is doing well. Last year my celery was absolutely amazing. And then I have potatoes here. This is how I grow my potatoes. I got them in very late. This is mid-season potatoes. Or is it early? Nope, this is my early potatoes here. So I need to come and add some more straw on top of it, which I have. This is more potatoes. This is mid-season potatoes. Needs straw added to it. And this is the straw that I'll be using to add on top of the potato. This is my late potatoes. So these I'm not worried about. They have enough time. All my potatoes have enough time, but they are very small because I planted them like 2 weeks ago, I think, is when I planted them. Maybe 3. But yeah, not too long. This is my asparagus. It came with the property. And I have a lot of it. It needs to be weeded behind it, but where else? Everywhere else needs to be weeded. And this here is my brassicas. So at the very top, started cabbage. I had Napa cabbage up here, but the aphids ate it. So note to self, aphids like Napa cabbage. And then the spots you seen on the cabbage is I went online to see how to deal with the aphids, and say put oil in like a container and put it in the garden. I don't find it's catching aphids, and I had to bury it there because my chickens discovered, so maybe it was catching the aphids. And then chickens, when they eat, they move their head, they shake their head, so it got oil on my cabbages, but it's fine, I think. So yeah, so there's 4 or 5 different kind of cabbage. I don't know the names of most of them. This one is a purple one. More cabbage. They're looking pretty good. This is the cabbage moth damage here. They really, really like this cabbage, it seems like, because the rest of them is not that bad. But this one, oh, it loves this one. So I'm trying to pick it off as best as I can, and then I'm showing the chickens what they look like when to get them. So they have been getting some, but my number one, let me show you. Oh, it just flew off. But the wasp is doing most of the work for me, which I am eternally grateful for. So I'm gonna leave the worms, the mothkin, this. It's a wasp. There it is. It is doing, I don't know where it went, but it's doing most of the work for me. So I am fine with that. And then this here is my giant cabbage. And once again, it's being eaten. So because it's a giant cabbage, I'm not terribly worried about it. And then the wasp is doing its thing. So at the end of the season, we'll see. Broccoli, all the Chinese broccoli bolted very, very early on. So I need to cut that one there for the rabbits. And I have a few I need to cut back for the rabbits. But this was all broccoli. So it was purple, Chinese, and the regular green broccoli. The green one survived, the purple one bolted, and so did the Chinese one. The Chinese one was the very, very first one to bolt. And then I have a little bit of kale. I thought I had more kale, but And then back here we have Brussels sprouts that are looking absolutely great. There's a cabbage moth. That's the cabbage. That's a cabbage moth. If I can catch it, I usually kill it. But if not, I have somebody helping me out, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, this is Brussels sprouts here. And then back here is my cauliflower. Some I already harvested. All the cheddar cauliflower I already harvested. I don't know if all, but most of them. That was the first one to actually give me cauliflower. So I harvested quite a few of those. About 6, I think. So yeah. I don't know which ones are left. I know the purple one is left. I don't know if the green one. I think I have the green one too. I don't know what this one is. It's not looking the best. The plant is looking good, but the head is not. So it's like purple left. The white cauliflower, I think, bolted. And the green one, I think, also is left. Because I haven't seen any of it. Oh, here. Speaking of green. But this one does not look good. So that's the green one. But yeah, this is what the cauliflower is looking like. They could really use some water, like genuinely use some water. So maybe I will. And then yeah, more cauliflower, and then I have to come and clean up the garden. This one here is a purple one. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. So as you can see, I didn't weed this spot because I knew nothing was going here, and I gave up. I put what I had to put in and I gave up. And I have a lot of raspberries that I need to pull back on, and I also have a bunch of milkweed for the monarch butterfly that is also in this garden. So this is milkweed right here. I don't like them reseeding because they reseed really, really, really bad. So I'll take the seed pods off. But other than that, I always keep a patch of milkweed. So thank you very, very much for watching my video. I am genuinely going to try and keep up with this. I really want to document the farm and how things are going, mainly for me. I don't take a lot of photos. Like, I have a website and I'm struggling to find add photos to it because I don't take a lot of photos. It always slips my mind to take photos. So I'm doing it mainly to document how things are looking and at what point in the gardening season do I have certain things. So I am gonna go get some water, cut some status and hang it up, and go tend to my chickens. I had to go bring out water for them. The dogs are fine. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go do some stuff inside, and then later on I'm gonna come back out and plant some more stuff. Actually, I'm going to start seeds. I'm going to start foxgloves and Canterbury bells for the fall. So that's what I'll be doing today, starting seeds. You're always starting seeds when you're a flower farmer. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy. I know it was long. I kind of ramble on. I'm new to this, so have some patience. Hopefully I get better, and I'm hoping to stay consistent. So if I stay consistent, I will get better at it, hopefully. And maybe next time in the garden tour there would be more flowers to look at. But this is the reality of it. It is hot, so I'm not outside in the middle of the day doing stuff in the garden. It is way too hot for that. And then later on, when it's cooler, I do not wake up early. Later on, when it's cooler out, there is a lot of mosquitoes. So It's one thing or another. And I'm not complaining or making an excuse because I like this and I would keep doing this. I keep doing it with all these things. But it's just things get away from you in this heat. And it really did take a long time to warm up. So by the time I finished weeding the actual garden, which was my fault because I didn't do anything in it last year, I said I would save it for me this year, and I regretted doing that. And I also leave like a lot of my sunflowers and stuff like that at the end of the season. So I had a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm still gonna leave the sunflowers because like the birds, the chipmunks, the squirrels, they like the seeds and stuff like that. So I'm still gonna do that. But I'm gonna try and pull out other stuff that I know what I'm gonna plant in that spot the next year. I'm gonna clean it out in autumn so then when comes spring I am not worried about cleaning it out, and that way I would get things in hopefully faster. And if I till this garden, we have a farmer that does our backfield. He does the hay. He has cows, so I'm hoping he could put like manure on this garden and then we could till it in. And I'm gonna cover crop some of it, not all of it, because I want to do some rye or wheat or stuff like that because I wanted to make wreaths. So it'll be a cover crop and I could use it for wreaths. So some of it I can kill, but some of it I'll keep. Um, so I'm hoping we could till it, and then come springtime, it'd be a lot easier to planting because tarping it doesn't make sense. I have asparagus, and in the fall, in the spring, I always forget what the asparagus is. That's why the brassica is so close to the asparagus because I thought the asparagus was actually a little further back, and then I never know when the raspberry is gonna pop up. So I don't want to kill all the raspberries. I would like to have better control over it, but it's a raspberry and I can't. Um, so yeah, so I don't want to tarp. I don't want to tarp my garden. I don't mind doing the the flower farm having landscape fabric. I do not want the garden to actually have landscape fabric. So if I could get control of the weeds or at least the goldenrod, the smaller things. Some of them are annoying to pull, but like it's okay. There's a lot of dandelion in here. I can deal with dandelion. I have sandy soil, so if it's moist, if it rains, it's relatively easy to pull up. Some of it might take some effort, but for the most part, it's kind of easy to pull up. So yeah, this is my garden, and this is my attempt at documenting it. I've been trying for 2 years to do it now, so I am genuinely hoping I'm more consistent with that. And I've said that already, so sorry. Thank you very, very much for watching. Have a wonderful day.